This is a Derma roller. It's one of the best hair growing devices on the market. It has a mountain of scientific evidence. It's affordable, it's completely natural, but not many people know about it. And those people that know about it are buying the wrong one and they're not even using it properly. So watch the rest of this video from start to finish to be one of the few people who uses this and actually grows hair. To get the most out of Derma rollers and actually grow hair, the first thing you need to do is you need to buy a good quality one. Most people, what they do is they jump on Amazon, they buy something for $5 or £3, and then 3 months later they complain that Derma rolling doesn't work because they haven't grown any hair. Is it any wonder? You bought rubbish, you get rubbish results. To illustrate the point, I bought a cheap Derma roller from Amazon for about $5 to $7. One of these is the cheap one. I'll reveal later which one. And the other one is more expensive, a lot more expensive, and it's a top quality one. So I'm going to explain now how I chose the quality of the Derma roller, how I came about to make that decision. I did what nobody does, which is I've been through almost every single scientific paper about microneedling or Derma rolling for hair growth, because it can be used for other things as well. And I said to myself, okay, so why don't I just use the Derma rollers they used in those scientific studies, the exact type. I've tried to replicate everything. I discovered there are 3 things that decide if the Derma roller is actually going to work or if it's a piece of garbage. The first crucial quality is the length of the actual needles. So the needles that you find on Amazon, 90% are 0.5 millimeters. And I discovered that doesn't really work for hair growth. Well, it might work for some people, but in scientific studies, almost every single study I've come across is using needle length that is 1 to 1.5, mostly 1.5 millimeters. So I said to myself, I'm gonna copy what they did in scientific studies. So I bought one that is 1.5 millimeters, which is this one. And I also bought one that is cheap piece of plastic made in China that is 0.5 millimeters. So this was about, I can't even remember, £5, $7, and this is a lot more expensive. The second quality is the material that the needles are made of. So this one is the high quality one, is made from stainless steel enriched with silicone. So it's really tough. So when you roll it, after say a month or 2 of use, the needles are not going to bend, they're not going to become blunt, it's just going to stay rock solid. But with a cheap one, because they're using maybe a lower grade of steel, or they're not really enriching it with something else to make it extra strong and extra durable, you'll find that when you use it for a while, some of the needles become blunt, and some might break, some might bend, and you don't really want that. And the third quality, which really surprised me, that is really important, that nobody else is talking about, is the number of needles per square inch or per square area. So this is basically the concentration of needles per unit area. So you'll find with the cheaper ones, you get a lower concentration of needles per unit area, but with a high quality one, they just have more needles per area. So because it's common sense. I mean, if you have more needles per square, say, millimeter or per square centimeter, then you're going to be activating more area of your scalp and hopefully activating more hair growth. None of the manufacturers, including this more expensive one, really told me exactly how many needles they have per square centimeter or per square inch. I think you can do that manually, but to be honest, it's a headache. But I've been assured by the supplier that this has the maximum number of needles per square area, which is really important. Let's put these two to the test. So this is the cheap one. To be honest, it's so cheap, it's actually wobbling already. I mean, the head is not even securely attached to the handle. So let's put this to the test, and I'm gonna see if I can feel a difference. So fortunately, I don't need this for my hair just yet. You know, I am kind of losing it a bit in the corner, but I don't have to worry about that now. So let's put it to the test on my beard area, because that's where I will feel the difference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the cheap one first, and then I'm going to use the more expensive one. So let's have a look. So I'm going to just hold it against my chin. I'm going to apply 1/2 inch of pressure, and I'm going to roll. Be honest, I can barely feel anything. Let me do that again. Yeah, it's very hard to feel anything, because maybe I'm not using enough pressure, but I'm using 1/2 inch of pressure. Basically, I'm using the same pressure as when you're shaving and you are holding your razor and you are kind of shaving your hair. That's the amount of pressure I'm using, and that should be sufficient. And that's the same pressure I'm going to use with the other one. But I'm not really feeling anything. So let me use the more expensive one. And by the way, this one, I got this from a supplier. I didn't get it from a shop that sells to the public. I approached a supplier that supplies the kind of hair clinics and gynecology clinics, and they sent me this custom. So if you want to get this, just let me know in the below this video, or send me an email or something. Okay, so let's try the heavy duty one and let's see. Oh, wow, day and night. Because as soon as you put this on your skin, first of all, you can tell this has got deeper, longer needles, because it immediately feels like somebody is pricking you. And I'm applying the same pressure as that one, and this is definitely doing something. The difference is honestly day and night. And you can also feel that this has more needles per square area. So you can tell this is more concentrated. So it's a very quick comparison, but I'm going to do a fair comparison over 2-3 weeks, and I'm going to compare this side of my beard against this side. So I'm going to use one side, I'm going to use the cheap flimsy piece of rubbish, and one side I'm going to use the heavy duty one. To be honest, I know which one is going to give more results, because after using this one just now, the area I used is actually tingling. You can tell it's doing something. So I'm going to do a fair comparison, one side with the expensive one side with the cheap one, and then I'm going to report back, and I'm going to leave the video at the end of this video. There's something else I want to cover quickly, and this is how to use this properly. So I've been through all the scientific studies, and all of them, almost all of them, use the Derma roller for hair in a particular way. And that particular way is as follows. So imagine this is a piece of scalp. So this could be your head, or actually, let's try on the scalp. So what you should be doing is you should be rolling it in one direction. So this is, just say this is your bald area. So you should be rolling it in one direction. You do that 5 times, and then you should be doing it across. And then some studies also said try diagonally as well. So it'll be long ways, horizontal or sideways, and then throw in some vertical movements. So you need to be doing at least 2 of those. What I see people in other videos, useless videos to be honest, saying that just do that 5 times and you're done. Absolutely rubbish advice.